A couple weeks ago, Sony did their big PlayStation 5 blowout, and there were a ton of really exciting announcements. And like a lot of the gaming community, I was sat there and I was reveling in the excitement of all the cool games that were being announced and shown. But like most of the Souls community, the moment I saw that body hanging from the monster in the sky, I lost my shit, and I turned into a complete little child. Look at the gargoyles! And look at the Storm King! There's actual storms this time! Look at the freaking Tower Knight! Oh, it's so good! I'm not vibing with the new Flame Lurker. I guess you can't get them all. Then I did what every healthy human being would do, and I took a moment to feed my ego and congratulate myself because I knew this thing was coming. I predicted this was going to be the next game. Like, the moment they dropped their last game, I knew it. If you asked me then, Souls Remake. It's happening. But after realizing how sad it was that my pride was affected by my ability to predict a game's announcement, I went back to enjoying the announcement for what it was. I was so happy that finally people would get to experience this game because it's a gem and it's one of the most important and influential games of the last decade. But that's because it started the Souls formula, but due to its limited release worldwide, it didn't come out in many areas of the world, and it was exclusive for PS3 without any future ports to PS4. And so most of the Souls player base never got to play this game, and now they can, which is great. The remake is headed up by Bluepoint Games, who previously worked on the Shadow of Colossus remake that came out a few years ago. They're being aided by Japan's studio, who worked on the original Demon Souls game, but so far we have no real idea of how much From Software is involved or if they're involved at all. Now, this video isn't to discuss the features and improvements that are in this game, because for the most part we don't know them, and there's plenty of other people in the Souls community who are much more informed and much more knowledgeable and probably have much more well thought out opinions on what features are preferable in this game, so I'll let them handle that. Instead, I want to talk about something else. What I want to discuss is what the community started discussing as soon as this trailer was released, and what left a bunch of people divided in the community. And that's regarding the visual design of this game, because the developers of the remake are taking conscious efforts to do things differently in certain aspects of the visual design. And that's what I want to discuss with this video. So for those who never got to experience Demon Souls has arguably the most moody, dark, and dreadful atmosphere in the entire series. And that's in large part due to its color palette and dead-looking world. Now that's a big claim given how Souls games generally look, but Demon Souls really excelled here. Demon Souls was not a big budget game, and it was never really a technical showpiece, but it used those limitations to its benefit. It used flat textures and dry colors to sell the atmosphere. The remake, on the other hand, seems to be taking a different approach to its visual design. Just from a technical perspective, it's absolutely insane and far beyond anything From has put out so far. And as far as pleasurable images go, well, this game is a visual treat. I don't need to really fight for that claim too much, just look at it. From the images released, it's noticeable that areas don't have that color filter that the original gave to every single area. And the extra added details, specifically the greenery of nature taking over these environments, makes the look of these places more lively and hopeful, in contrast to the dead and dreadful look of the original. Now, part of this is due to changes in the budget, and time given, and the added extra power of the PS5 tech. But I'd say also a large part of this is just a difference in how the visual design is constructed at its base. The remake has these color balanced visuals, where a larger range of colors exist in each shot, while the original gave each area a distinct and limited color palette. The remake definitely creates a more pleasurable image, but the original sells the tone more, which in all honesty was probably deliberately made to be a bit unpleasurable since this world is in such a dark predicament. This brought to the forefront a question that I've had for a while. Does the advance of tech and graphical capabilities blind us from the potential uses of intentionally unpleasurable visual design, and also, is it a worthwhile trade-off? I say this because Demon Souls isn't the only game that used intentionally unpleasurable visuals to sell an atmosphere and world. Another series that has done this is Nier, with its featureless and flat architecture. Complemented by a limited color palette that emphasizes browns and unsaturated greens, it helps to evoke a very sad and quiet and desolate world. And though this world can be beautiful, it's also a very bare and bleak beauty. I think the Demon Souls remake is providing a unique testbed here to let us see if improving the visuals and desirability of aesthetic designs will improve the game or take away some of its original charm and impact. Me personally, I'm open to letting Bluepoint stretch their creativity and take liberties, because they're taking on quite an ambitious project here and they've earned it with their previous work. They do spectacular remakes. Also, no matter what differences might exist in the aesthetic of this game, I'm super excited to revisit Boletaria with this new coat of paint and compare my thoughts after having played it. I think this could potentially be a very informative test for the visual design of reimagined takes on moody, atmospheric, and intentionally undesirable designs of old games. Maybe Demon Souls' remake could be a reference point for future games that have a similar aesthetic design as Demon Souls. What do you guys think? Do you think generally making a game be more technically proficient and appealing is always the right way to go? And if not, what games come to mind that you think would lose their charm if they didn't look the way they did in the past?